Grylls, and each week I'm going to be taking a different celebrity on a 2-day adventure into the wild.
Oh my God.
This season is the most extreme and intense yet, and these celebrities have no idea what they're in for.
I'm not climbing out of the gondola. There! Ah!
How are you with heights?
Not great.
This is probably the highest I've ever been in my entire life. Oh my God. On a mountain.
Death grip, death grip, death grip.
Oh boy. Without being alarmist, there are crocs in the river. Plastic explosives.
Hey, Mom, I love you.
1, 2, 3.
This is kind of like a helicopter, just a little more dangerous.
You okay?
These celebrities will be pushed beyond their limits and tested like they've never been tested before. You're about to see a side of them you've never seen.
You're gonna make me vegan again.
Tonight, NFL quarterback Brees takes a shot at the wild.
You ever jumped on the back of a croc before?
Drew is undoubtedly one of the best NFL quarterbacks of all time. He leads the NFL with record-breaking passing yards and touchdowns. And he led the New Orleans Saints to their first ever Super Bowl victory. But Drew Brees is a champion off the field as well. He's a dedicated father and husband, and he's raised millions for the people of New Orleans. Drew Brees never backs down from a challenge. So he's joining me in one of the most untamed jungles in Panama, the Camino de Cruces, for an adventure he'll never forget.
Once you go over the overhang, protect your face, okay?
Oh my gosh. I'm about to go on a 48-hour adventure with Grylls in the jungles of Panama. I have no idea what to expect. I'm on a roof, about 65 floors up, so I figure there's only a few options from here. Either we're gonna jump, or we're flying out of here, or something crazy that I haven't thought of yet.
I'm on my way to pick up NFL superstar, sporting legend, Drew Brees. He's never been in a proper jungle before. And where we're going, it's as gnarly as it gets.
Bear told me to keep this knife sharp. He said, you're only as sharp as your knife. I'm doing this because this is, I think, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to go out and to develop some survival skills. You know, these are the things that I would love to do with my kids.
Colombia is one of the toughest jungles out there. Snakes, crocs, swamps, and mosquitoes from hell. But Drew wanted it tough, and he's gonna get it.
I hear a chopper. All right, come get me, Bear.
Would you like to go on 3 or after 3?
water. There are crops. Let's hold that sentiment. The thing is about jungle travel is that everything's harder, do you know what I mean? You know, swimming, you're suddenly you're weighed down by boots and clothes and backpacks. And the good tip is we just take our time, you know? We don't fight the jungle, just roll with it. We'll do it together. It's going to be great.
We're swimming in crocodile-infested waters. If Bear says we can do it, then I'm going to trust Bear that we can do it, but man, I'm terrified right now.
Okay, our extraction point's about 6 miles that way.
All right.
Okay. Over the next 48 hours, I'll be taking Drew Brees through one of the most diverse jungles in Central America. We'll make our way up onto a jungle plateau and across a vast wilderness full of predators towards our overnight camp. On day 2, we'll search for a hidden river that will lead us out of the jungle and back to civilization.
Let's head straight in here.
In the cave?
Yeah. I'm always a little bit concerned going into a deep, dark cave just because, you know, it's the ultimate fear of the unknown and, you know, you don't know what's in the water there. Well, sometimes the easiest way over these things is through these things, you know?
Yeah.
So rather than trying to climb up all that sheer cliff out the river,
Sure.
we'll find a way up through here, like up to the right there. That might work.
What else do you think is taking refuge in this cave?
Well, you can see all the bats, you can see them.
Yeah.
See them flying?
Yeah.
We swim to this cave and everything goes pitch black. Now you're hearing the chirping sound of bats above you, in addition to the crocs in the water, so surrounded below and above by things that you're not the most comfortable with.
Here, stick a head torch, Sean.
Right.
So all of this dirt is actually bat spore
Okay.
called guano.
Guano.
Basically bat crap.
Right.
So, which is never very healthy, so we're not going to hang around in here. So plan, I'll head up, I'll get to the top, I'll secure it,
Okay.
and then bring you up. Oh, sad.
Bear looked at me and said, we're about to climb the sheer face of this wall to get out of this cave. And it was about, 50 feet. And you're sitting there going, well, how exactly are we going to do that?
Yeah, it's a little bit narrow up here, but
Okay.
these vines are okay.
Okay. Bear's blazing his own trail, I think.
Careful below.
First test of heights, and I didn't think bats would come into play.
Never easy in the jungle. Okay, I'm at the top here. Hold on, let me secure it.
All right.
You good to climb?
Yeah, I'm good to climb.
Okay, go for it.
First step that he took.
He's starting to climb, he's making his way up. It's just not easy going. Take your time, there's no hurry, it's slippery. You know,
Yeah.
make sure you got good handholds. Oh boy. Tell me how you're doing. Drew? Coming up, I've just spotted dinner. You ever jumped on the back of a croc before?
I'm hungry, but I don't know if I'm this hungry.
Go.
In the very last game of my 5th season, I dislocated my throwing shoulder. As I'm walking off the field, it hit me that I might not ever play football again. It was that serious.
Full of snakes, full of vipers, and it was a one-way ticket to a bad place.
So heights and snakes, my 2 greatest fears.
Tell me how you're doing.
Oh boy.
Drew?
Oh boy.
So I found a little opening at the top of this cave. I'm trying to bring Drew up it now, but it got pretty tight, and it is very slippery at the bottom. It's good, you can use the rope, it's good. There you go. Good effort, watch your head, watch your head. There you go.
I'm like a little guano on you to start the day.
No, yeah.
My first impression of the jungle is a lot more treacherous in regards to climbing around.
Well done. I love it. So for your first climb, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that was pretty steep and pretty narrow.
You know, you're covered in bat.
Right. The sheer cliff faces, rocks are flying out from underneath you. That part of it has made each and every step that much more important.
First obstacle.
Yeah.
We're muddy, we're blooded. Through the cave, through the bats. Well done. What were you like as a kid, Drew?
What were you into?
I was all sports.
Billy All Sports.
Oh, what's up?
Look at that.
Let's see him. That's a boa.
Boa? Look at that guy.
But they're actually protected in Panama, so he is firmly off the menu. Let's get going, give him a wide berth. Have a
Be careful.
that second glance before you grab something.
I hear you. There's perception of the surroundings is pretty amazing. And I just watch his eyes, the way that he's tracking his environment and what's around him and what he's looking for. I can only imagine what's running through his head. If I could just get a piece of that. But, you know, that's what makes him who he is.
Check this out. This is Membrio leaves, which are cool for washing.
So natural disinfectant in the jungle?
Yeah. Well, a little bit of antibacterial.
Yeah?
It's just gonna help.
Okay.
Help with that guano. Here you go.
All right.
Bring a bit of that. Haven't you got a real sporting heritage in your family?
Yeah, my whole family played sports, and that's kind of growing up in Texas too, a little bit of a way of life, especially football. Listen, I ran track, I played soccer, played tennis, played football.
I can see you're one of these really annoying people.
Totally.
Just good at everything.
Well, there was a period of time in middle school where, you know, I grew up, you know, with this birthmark on my face, and which is kind of unusual, you know, and
I think it's cool.
yeah, a lot of people think it's a
scar.
football scar or something like that, right? As a kid, though, you know, kids are ruthless, right? And that was the first thing people would go for was, you know, wipe that mud off your face, or they'd call me spotted, they'd call me, you know, all kinds of stuff, which, you know, I remember going home plenty of times being really upset, and I remember my mom told me when I was very little that birthmark was where an angel would kiss me. And so I always felt like, you know what, I got something special, I have something that's just unique to me, builds character.
Yeah, because being a brilliant sportsman is only so much about talent. You've got to have that real fight. Something's got to drive you on, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's always going to be things that you perceive as maybe setbacks, an injury, or you didn't make the team, or whatever it might be, and yet it's usually those things that mold you, strengthen you, harden you a little bit.
Didn't you have a big injury really early on in your career?
I did when I was drafted with the San Diego Chargers back in 2001, and the very last game of my 5th season, I dislocated my throwing shoulder.
How did the injury happen?
I got sacked, and the ball came loose, so I went to jump on the fumble. And anytime a defensive player has a chance to hit the quarterback, legally he's going to hit him. And that was one of those chances where a defensive tackle had a chance to hit me, and in that scrum for the ball, he hit me when my arm was stuck in the pile. And it just twisted.
Your throwing arm.
My throwing arm, it twisted me and it dislocated out the bottom. So when I got up off the ground, my arm was stuck like this. And I was going into an off season where I did not have a contract. And as I'm walking off the field with that dislocated shoulder, it hit me that I would probably never put on a Charger uniform again, and I might not ever play football again. It was that serious.
That must have been, like, devastating.
It was. It was completely devastating.
I broke my back in a free-fall accident whilst I was in the military. You know, suddenly, you know, I was in hospital for however many months, and you think, you know, what are you going to do? You know, this can't be part of the plan.
Right.
But actually, when you look at the macro picture a few years later...
Right. Would you be here if that...
Probably not, is the truth, you know, and we all have these dark times, and I suppose it's how we try and respond to them. Amazing.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see what has shaped this incredible champion. Last bit of rehydrating, and then we get going. It's not just about talent, you've got to have that attitude, and his winning attitude so clearly come from when he was a young boy, being shaped by great values from his family. Okay, we've gone up, now we've got to go down. So we've made some good progress today, but really I need to start thinking about food and also somewhere to camp. So as we're moving now, those are my priorities. As soon as you start enjoying it too much, my experience is that it kicks you hard up the backside.
Yeah.
I've just spotted dinner.
Ooh.
Hardly notice that.
That's dinner, huh?
I mean, you come down off that, step right on his head. You ever jumped on the back of a croc before?
It's been a long day and I'm hungry, but I don't know if I'm this hungry.
Coming up.
Got it.
Okay, stay there.
I don't know how I ended up having to basically wrestle a crocodile.
And go. I've just spotted dinner.
Ooh.
Hardly notice that. So the good news is I come around the corner, bam, perfectly camouflaged. It's a croc, and that for me means one thing, dinner.
That's dinner, huh?
I mean, you come down off that, step right on his head.
Yeah.
Look, he's just eyeing us, look. They are the ultimate stealth predators, these guys. So you get too close and they explode into power. It's so important that we're not lulled into a false sense of security because we see it there static. It's static because it's biding its time. It's how it defends itself, and it's how it hunts. You ever jumped on the back of a croc before?
No, there's a first time for everything.
Okay, listen, we need to get this right, okay? Because you only get one shot at this. So what we're going to do is use the paracord. I'm going to make a noose, get that over the snout, tighten it, then I've got him behind the teeth. Yeah, his mouth's still open, but I've got him. Then we'll bring you around the back, right up, over his shoulders, behind the head, and I've got him, and push that mouth closed. Yeah?
Push the mouth closed?
Yeah, once it's closed, you got him.
All right, so my role in this hunt is as the, how would I say it, the wrangler. The ironic thing is, as a quarterback, they try to keep you out of harm's way when I'm on the field as much as possible. I don't want to get too far over here because I don't want him to switch directions.
Yeah.
I don't know how I ended up having to basically wrestle a crocodile. I know that's certainly not something that's in my football contract, but they might start putting that in the contracts if they're going to be watching this.
Got it. Okay, stay there. Wait. So if I don't get that noose right on it so it's secure, and Drew goes, wait, and the noose comes free and it turns on him, wait, it will strike and immediately roll, and that's where it rips muscles apart, so we've got to get this right. And go. Awesome. Good, man, well done. Okay, let's do this while we can.
Got
You take the knife?
Yep.
Yeah, I've got that.
Yeah.
And go. Sever the cord. The reality is it's a pretty gruesome thing, you know, you're ending a prehistoric predator's life, but it is undoubtedly the fastest, most humane way you can do it, and straight through that spinal cord. Never pretty, but it means we can eat. Okay. Sometimes it ain't pretty, then you got to improvise a bit, but at least we're going to eat.
There you go.
I love it.
The reality is maybe not quite there yet, that we just jumped on the back of a crocodile and stabbed it, and now that's going to become dinner.
It's scary, isn't it, when you first go for it?
Heck yeah. That thing was bred to take limbs off.
You're not wrong, yeah. The thing is, if they get your arm, they instantly roll.
Right.
You know when you had that big shoulder injury and that guy
Yes.
on the top of you?
Yes.
This will let you rip your limb out of the socket, you know?
Yeah. Just the fact that all happened, I don't know how it just happened, but it just happened.
Okay, it'll do us, yeah. Now we've got to field dress it, which means gut it, get all those innards out so we can carry it so it's not so heavy. You ready?
Yeah, ready.
Get moving, find somewhere to make camp, and cook it up and eat. Is it still thrashing around?
Yeah, it's still thrashing around. I don't know how, because it doesn't have a heart, doesn't have guts.
I know, that's why they're tough.
Man, I've done some hunting, maybe not quite to this extreme, but that's the first time for everything.
Don't worry, he is definitely dead. Okay, we need to get up here, so a little bit of toil. He's still going for it. grab his head as well. There you go, you got him, let's go. I'll tell you what, there are a lot of people would have broken hours ago.
Of all the things you thought that I might do today or ask me what I would do, the last thing I would have told you was stab a crocodile, gut it, and then carry it out of the jungle. That's what you do with Bear Grylls.
I've been in many survival situations all over the world, from deserts to the Arctic. And trust me, the biggest, most immediate concern is always a fresh source of water. But there's a simple, resourceful way of filtering debris out of water using something you're bound to have with you, your shirt. Remove your shirt, place it in the water, pull in the ends together to create a sack. Then let the water strain through the shirt fibers. The water will still need to be boiled, but it's amazing how much rubbish you can remove with a simple technique. And that's my tip of the week, brought to you by Walmart, where you can trust that you'll find everything you need for all of life's adventures.
We just finished killing a 6-foot crocodile here in the jungle of Panama. And I've done some hunting, maybe not quite to this extreme, but that's the first time for everything.
So this is going to be perfect, Drew. Bit of a natural overhang.
Yeah.
If it rains,
Perfect.
make a fire here, lay out our bags here, sleep under this. Okay, dump that down.
All right.
Good effort carrying that. Yeah. First things first, fire. Do you want to collect a little bit of firewood?
Yes.
I'll try and find some
Dry.
tinder.
Okay.
So really, when I'm looking for camp, I'm looking for somewhere that's got a nice natural overhang. That will protect us from the elements. Turn that like that and drive it. And also somewhere clear from, too much vegetation. That's where all the snakes, the scorpions, the creepy crawlies are going to be. And a nice clear area. We make fire and make camp. This is going to be amazing.
A day in the jungle is expecting the unexpected.
One.
All right? You don't know what you're gonna run into and what you're gonna do about it once you get there. This is survival at its best.
Okay, stick one on there.
There you go. It's kind of like marshmallows, but
Yeah.
crocodile steaks.
Simple, but it will work. Okay, so we'll leave that. We'll leave that to cook for 10 minutes.
Okay.
In the meantime, I've got a favour.
All right.
You need to teach me how to throw one of these darn things. Come on, then. Well, one of the last things I packed was the football, just because it was too good a chance to miss, to just get a few tips from the master. Okay, so we've got to start from the premises. I know nothing.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I can tell you this. It's not this.
Yeah.
It's up here, right?
Okay, yeah.
Bear brought me into his element. I only thought it was fitting that I got to bring him into my element a little bit. We broke out the pigskin.
Wow, yeah, that spin's pretty true. Well, it is a little bit embarrassing because my football knowledge is pretty limited.
So you're here, you see, the minute you see your target, boom, you're getting it out. To me, though, that's just flicking it.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Over the croc.
Come on, Butterfingers.
I can't say I was drilling at him like I would in a game, and yet I was, you know, challenging him. I hit the hair on your nose.
What, you could get like here from there?
Oh, yeah.
You gotta be joking.
Ready? You moved!
What do you mean I moved? I read it. It's
You
perfect.
moved!
So is that still flicking it for you?
That's just flicking it.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I think the lesson I've learned from that is I should stick to survival. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you.
Yes.
Good. You can't really understand it on TV, but it is like a bullet coming at you, and then he goes bear. That's just me flicking it. I'm thinking, Okay, so one of the things, once we bed down, it gets dark, what we don't want is snakes and stuff like that anywhere near us. We're sleeping on the floor, okay? And cool plant. Oh. Okay, smell that. It's called orine de tigre,
Okay, what's that?
tiger piss.
Really? That's what they call it? So there's a plant that is named tiger piss. Because that's what it smells like.
And what you do, just go around, rub this around the camp, and
Okay.
snakes don't want to cross it.
Really?
It's such a bad smell. So you don't want of those.
Right.
You do that way, I'll go the other way.
I don't want snakes crawling in my bed tonight.
It's like camp perimeter, you know?
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, that does have a distinct smell to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's really bad.
That keeps us safe from snakes for the night. I'm all for it.
It's nice because you're well known as well for your faith, which is a, big part of your life.
Yeah.
Which is kind of, same. It's always been a driving force for me.
I think it'd be hard without having that type of force in your life, just because I think there's so many unknowns with life, and yet when you're deeply grounded with your faith, you always feel like God has a plan and everything is happening for a reason. It's there. It doesn't mean that things are going to be easy. There will be struggles, there will be hardships, and yet you know that you'll always find a way to work through it.
But then, sometimes life then hits you sideways, and I know losing your mum, that was a monumental thing for you.
I lost my mom to suicide, August 7, 2009. There's a period of time where you go through a lot of guilt. You're searching for answers, and it was an extremely tough time. I haven't talked about it in a long time.
Nothing really prepares you for that sort of stuff. When I lost my dad when I was 26, and it's like, you just, nothing prepares you.
Yeah, it completely blindsided, especially, just the fact that you felt like there were so many unanswered questions and so many maybe things unsaid, whatever. And so I think it's given me a new perspective too, a little bit on just relationships. I tell you this, with my kids, every day, tell them how much I love them. Never miss out on an opportunity to tell them how much I love them. Because, you never know, and certainly when they grow up, if there's one thing I want them to remember about their father, it was, gosh, he used to tell me he loved me all the time, he used to hug me, he used to kiss me, he used to run in the door and pick me up, and just, I know how much my dad loved me. There was never a doubt about that.
I love that. Yes, you're so right.
How's it looking?
Looking great. Looking a bit char-grilled now. Okay, this is done to perfection. Get your chops around that.
All right. What do you think?
No, it's tough. I can still taste the tiger piss, which gives it an edge. And needs a bit of good old Cajun sauce with it.
That's right.
But once you get over all of that,
Not
it's good
bad.
energy.
Absolutely.
That's good.
It's pretty good.
It's still tough.
That's a tough animal.
He's a tough animal. That tail was working hard long after he was dead. Well, well done today.
Thank you.
Yeah, good effort.
Man, that was a blast. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's fun. Well, gonna try and get some sleep. I've got to say that tiger piss smell is pretty potent. It's doing its job, it's keeping the snakes away, but it's not gonna make sleep particularly easy. How are you doing, Drew?
I'm doing good, but I think it's the combination of that, the crocodile's blood, and just the stink coming out of your armpit that's gonna, I don't think I'm gonna get much sleep either.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Coming up. Okay, so lean back and just trust the rope.
I've been nervous quite a few times on this journey.
Tell me when you're getting near the O-bank.
Oh my gosh. But by far, I'm becoming very terrified with what we're about to do.
So actually, for a first night in the jungle, I mean, he slept pretty well.
Yeah, yesterday was pretty eventful, so maybe it's that, coming down from that adrenaline rush
Yeah.
that just had me wiped out. But plus the sounds of the jungle is actually kind of peaceful.
Yeah, the jungle is just brutal. It's a sort of measure of a man that's still early in the morning, first light, Drew's up going, good, I'm ready to go, let's do this. We're about 2/3 of the way, I reckon, on the journey. But this is definitely sort of a hard leg of it because we're getting closer to the big rivers, which means it gets wetter and boggier. But the main thing is the touchline is in sight, you know, we know where we're going. And same routine, look after each other, you know, we'll get there all right.
All right.
Good, right, let's pack up, we'll get the fire out and we'll get moving. So I'm pleased he's had a good night's sleep, he's gonna need it. We've got a lot of travel ahead of us today. What's your footing here?
Yeah. I don't know what's gonna happen today, but I'm ready for adventure. I'm ready for anything. Wherever Bear leads me, I'm gonna follow.
This is more classic croc territory, all of this. It's always a murky water you can't see. Sometimes you come across these bodies of water and it looks totally manageable, you can walk across it, but I've experienced it before where you start getting into it, start sinking into this deep mud. Oh my God, that's all quicksand there. In the wild, complacency kills. Don't take the risk, figure out a way of doing it safely. Let's be smart about this, actually. I know what we'll do. I've got a mini little grappling hook, a load of paracord. I've got the world's best quarterback. I smell a solution. It's going to be the perfect test for your throwing arm.
So Bear wants me to throw this grappling hook across this river. So I try to envision, you know, having to toss it up and over maybe a set of defenders. I imagine a receiver running over there and just try to drop it right behind so that we can cinch it up and cross. You ready?
Yeah, okay.
We're gonna drop it over the linebacker here.
Nice, bullseye. That's perfect. So we'll tie this off. Okay, line secured. You want to do the honors?
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right.
I'm warning you, this stuff is like...
It's gonna be brutal.
It can be mega boggy.
Oh, man. There's a big old stump there. Every step that I'm taking, it's just wrapping around my legs. Having that rope just allows you leverage to be able to get your legs out.
Good effort, well done. Nice. Whoa, God, I'm right up to the Queensbrees in thick, oozy mud. So I'm up to like my waist, if not higher, in this deep mud. And it makes me very, very glad we took the time to get that line across. Because without it, you can so easily get stuck in this stuff. Nice, good.
Yeah.
Okay,
Made it across.
you want to lead the way?
Sure.
At some point, we do need to break right, Drew, and find a way up this thing. We'll take it. We really need to find a way up over this overhanging rock. I'm going to go up. How is it?
Good.
A lot of loose rock. That's what you need to be careful of.
You start to get a little tired, like, you know, it's been zapped out of you. But in the moment, I mean, you're just thinking, man, as far as we got to go, whatever we have to do. All right. That was a fun climb. You know, let's finish strong.
No, good work out that, Drew.
Fun.
One of the things I often get a little bit nervous of, I suppose, in my life is I spend, you know, every day, all day doing a lot of this sort of stuff. You know, I've got 3 young kids at home, you know, and there's obviously an element of risk involved. If I make a mistake, it's the end of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Do you ever get, you know, nervous of, you know, big injuries and, you know, the fact you've got a young family and you're doing it at such a high level?
I think the worst thing you can do is have that feeling of invincibility. I mean, you need to have a healthy respect for your environment. So for me, it's the football field, so you understand where the dangers are and how to lessen any chance of risk, right? But there always is a little bit of risk, and I guess you accept that with the job that you take, but you can't live in fear while you're playing the game.
You know, what sets Drew Brees apart?
Get strong faith, I imagine, just because I feel like I'm going to give it my absolute best and commit the rest, and just know that the man upstairs has a plan for me, and if it's for me to continue to play football for another 5 years, 10 years, then that's the plan. When it's time to walk away and do something else, then, you know what, I'll embrace that when that time comes.
Yeah, amen. I mean, it's a great freedom, isn't it, to be able to take it off yourself and put your hand in his hand and trust.
Absolutely.
It's a cool thing. Oh, Drew, it's been such a pleasure doing this. We've got one final mission, though.
All right.
And I won't lie to you, it's not going to be easy.
We've done a lot of going up. We haven't gone down yet, so.
Yeah. Well, down normally sounds good, but in this case, it's into, I'll keep it a surprise.
All right. Woo! Here we go.
So really now, the final goal is to reach this big river and a Panga old kayak that I've stashed there. But to get there, I know there's a last bit of terrain that it gets pretty gnarly, but it's manageable. You know, I've traveled with him now. I know he's committed, I know he's focused, and he's up for it, and he's strong. And, you know, God willing, we'll make it okay.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so our way out, if everything goes to plan, is I've cased an old wooden canoe right down one of these holes. And we're going to take that to the river, and that's our way out.
Oh my God. Completely unexpected. We would just walk up on a hole that goes a couple 100 feet down into a body of water, and you're just wondering, where did this come from?
Full of snakes, full of vipers, and it was a one-way ticket to a bad place. So we're going to get down there, and then that's our way out.
All right.
I told you it wasn't going to be easy, this last bit.
Oh boy. So heights and snakes. My 2 greatest fears. I've been nervous quite a few times on this journey, but by far I'm becoming very terrified with what we're about to do.
Okay, so you happy with that? That's you tied in. We're going to lower you first. Stay on the rope, because you're my counterbalance.
You got it.
And then
Okay.
I'll rappel down, okay?
Okay.
So you'll feel some weight come on,
Yes.
but that's okay.
All right. I'll hold steady.
Plan for the snakes. The classic way of deterring any snakes or vipers that are down there, get the flare, do Indiana Jones style.
What was that?
Crack it, throw it down. It should work. There you go, you better do the honor. Throw it down.
Just toss it down?
Yeah. I'll get rid of it. I'm gonna put some sort of rope protection that goes over the edge.
Okay.
Hold on, what can we... Tell you what, grab us the ball.
Football?
Yeah.
I knew you'd come in handy.
One of the real dangers of rappelling is rope going over sharp edges, and all of this rock is razor sharp. So as it goes over the edge into that pit, you've got to protect it however you can. Okay, so if you come here and where your rope goes, I'll put that over it, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so you can go back. There you go. You got it.
This is extremely daring. I would look at this and say this is impossible, and yet if Bear says we can do it, then I'm going to trust Bear that we can do it, but man, I'm terrified right now.
Okay, so lean back and just trust the rope. That's it. That's good. Okay, so lean back is good. That's it. And once you go over the overhang, protect your face, okay?
Oh my gosh.
Coming up. We haven't got a lot of rope left. You better be nearly there.
Oh man.
Talk to me. Tell me how you're doing.
Doing good. I'm not doing good.
Put your weight on the rope. That's it. That's good.
Scaling down a black hole 200 feet down where I'm combining my greatest fears of heights, of snakes, all at once. Are you kidding me? Man, I'm terrified right now.
Okay, so lean back is good. That's it. And once you go over the overhang, protect your face, okay?
Oh my gosh.
Tell me when you're getting near the overhang. Talk to me.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm right at the overhang.
Okay, you ready? I'm lowering you slowly. You
Oh
over
my
it?
gosh.
You're past the overhang?
Yeah, past the overhang. Oh boy, heart's beating a little bit.
Okay, talk to me. Tell me how you're doing.
I'm doing good. Not doing
You're
good.
getting there? How far off are you?
I'm about, I'd say 30 feet. I'm trying to enjoy this, but...
We haven't got a lot of rope left. You better be nearly there.
Oh, man. Oh, my gosh. Got it.
Okay, great. So if you step back, get yourself nice and secure, and then I'll rappel.
You got it. Oh, my gosh. Never thought I would do that. And this was awesome. Because you're sitting there dangling like 50 feet up, and you're looking down, and it's just rocks and, 6 inches of water. You're sitting there going, man, if anything happens, then I'm a dead man. Man, you make that look too easy.
That's pretty fun. That's cool down here, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I do not like heights. Boy, the minute I started leaning back and got over that first little ridge.
Yeah, it's that feeling once you go over the edge, isn't it? That's cool, though.
That is awesome. This is unreal.
Okay, that's our way out of here.
All right. I think you reach a point in your life, then you kind of get set in your ways, and I feel like this experience has changed my perspective in so many different ways. It's empowered me,
Okay, we're off.
taken me to a whole new level and appreciation of just the outdoors and how I want this to be a part of my life, and I want to do these types of things with my kids.
Oh, by the way, I got up early this morning to make you something to remember our trip by.
Oh, yeah?
There you go, the tooth
Oh,
from
man.
the crocodile. You give it to your
Yes.
kids, they'll love it.
Look at that. It's our crocodile. Yes. That's awesome. Thank you.
Hopefully it will bring you good luck to the Saints.
Absolutely.
Well, everyone knows that Drew Brees has got incredible physicality, you know, strength, endurance, energy. But the jungle is a whole different terrain, and you never really know how someone's going to perform. But what for me is cool is taking someone like Drew into this environment and see him apply those same principles and just thrive. It's been such a privilege to spend time with him as a humble, ultimate team player, family man, and all-round American hero.
What do you call the best time ever? Let's go! It's when anything can happen, even to you. Next Tuesday, you never know where he'll go to make it the best time ever.
Okay, Jesse, do you agree to say everything we tell you to say?
Oh my God, okay.
Lay down on the floor and say, you complete me.
You complete me.
Best Time Ever with Neil Patrick Harris premieres next Tuesday on NBC. On The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, LeBron James drops by. NBC Tonight.